Hey, friends. It is another drop-in from your host, Lisa Mason Ziegler, and our good friend, Dave Dowling, is going to be joining me here in a few minutes. And we are here tonight to talk about, in just a few hours, the special offer for our bundle courses ends. And we do not want anybody that doesn't know about it to miss the opportunity. And so we're going to be chatting and we're going to be talking about some of our student success stories. And I'm just looking to see. So I've accepted him, I think. Instagram's been having a little bit of issues today. And I'm not sure it's going to. There he
There
comes.
I am. Hello, how y'all doing? I'm gonna get the camera where it's looking
Yep,
at me
I
right.
know we
There you
have to
go.
realign ourselves. Hey,
How you
Dave.
doing?
I'm good. Good. Long time no see. Dave and I were just over on YouTube, literally, and we hopped over here.
Right, I have to switch from the computer to the phone, have to get everything lined up in the
Yeah,
right camera angle.
for sure. So, first off, Dave and I, yes, we are matching. No, we did not know. Um, so we great minds think alike. So friends, first off, we love it when you guys give us a big thumbs up and a love, because when you show us love for these live events that we do, Instagram actually shows us to more people. And I'll say this several times, but I'm going to say, if you want more information on what we're talking about, you can just type bundle in the comments and I will DM you the link directly to the bundle page that has the student reviews, information, the sneak peek into our course, and the offer to purchase the actual courses. So Dave, I really get a little overwhelmed when we're talking about students and students talk about how much the courses have actually helped them. And if we have any of our students on here, and you are just, this courses have helped you, give us a little love in the comments, so other people can realize that and maybe even reach out to you to say, hey, what did you think? So we appreciate it so much. And so if there's anybody here that maybe hasn't been with us before, my name is Lisa Mason Ziegler, and I'm the owner of the Gardener's Workshop. And we create and host online courses amongst a bunch of other stuff, as our journey and mission is to support cut flower growers in a lot of different ways.
Yep.
And really training them and offering them the experts in our cut flower industry, people that have been in it. So I teach basics. Dave teaches bulbs, perennials, and woodies. And then we even have a third level, which we call expert, which is growing cut flower crops in hoop and greenhouses with Steve and Gretel. We feel like we're the whole package of people wanting to be trained to learn about growing more cut flowers. So that's kind of who I am. I'm the creator of the basics course. And if you comment bundle in the comments, I will DM you the page that has all the information. Dave, tell us who you are.
Yeah, my name's Dave Dowling. I had a cut flower farm in Maryland for about 20 years. And when I closed it, I went to work for Edney Flower Bulbs, selling flower bulbs to cut flower customers. And then that company got bought by Fred Glockner, which was a plant broker company, a seed company. And then almost 3 years ago, Ball Seed bought the Glockner company. So then I worked for Ball Seed as a sales rep advisor to cut flower growers across the US. Um, and I've also been past president of the Association of Specialty Cut Flower Growers, or the ASCFG. Um, that's it for now. I'm sure there's lots more. And I do the class with the Gardener's Workshop. I don't like to brag.
Well, it's just, and two, we know all this stuff that we've done,
Right.
but we just want people to understand we are boots on the ground kind of people. We offer practical, firsthand experiences, struggles, wisdoms, and not that we know everything, because things change all the time, but the foundation of being sound good growers really all starts in the same place. And so we wanted to share. We decided that some of the students that have actually taken both of our classes had offered student success stories at some point in time in the last 5 years. Well, we decided to reach back out to them to say, how's it going today? Are you still flower farming and all that kind of stuff? So we have some stories that we just want to share with you. And we also, it just kind of made us walk down memory lane. And Dave and I will talk about where we kind of got our start. Both of us were about 2.5 decades ago getting started in farming. So, Dave, tell us about Katie Bell first
Yeah.
up.
Katie Bell is, she has Simple Farm, which is in Charlestown, Indiana. When she first did her success story, I want to say about 2 years, maybe 3 years ago, she said, Lisa and Dave's courses helped me nail down my business and get a lot of things straightened out. And in bold print, I highly recommend these courses. The first year, I beat my head against the wall. I love growing flowers, but I was battling weeds, heat, bugs, and things I'd never seen before. And harvesting and bouquet making took so long. I kept thinking there has to be a way to crack the code. What can I do better? What can I change? What can I do to improve? So she took Lisa's course, and I really learned to be intentional in what I grow and consistent in my succession planting. Lisa and I always talk about succession planting, get those sunflowers in every week. I learned how to harvest quickly and efficiently and just let the damaged flowers drop without crying over them. That's a great lesson to learn. You're going to lose some flowers. They're going to be bug eaten. You're not going to pick one time. Move on to the next flower. That's good. At the same time, I did my research on farmers markets and displays and created a bouquet recipe that dictated my planting schedule. So she knew what she wanted to sell at a certain time of the year, and she planted the flowers so she would have those varieties and colors available at that market. The very first year, she tripled her flower income, and the next year she doubled it. So that's a real huge change to triple your income in 1 year, and then to, again, double it a year later. So the update that she did recently, she says, I have been intentionally adding perennials due to taking Dave's course, and it's so helpful to reference back to the classes for information on spacing and harvesting of perennials. It's always very different than what the Google search or the plant label would say for the recommended spacing for landscape use. And I always like to say, they tell you to put a limelight hydrangea plant 5 or 6 feet apart. If you're growing cut flowers, they're going to be 18 to 24 inches apart. So it's just very different when you're growing cut flowers. And that's what you learn in the class.
I think that, yes. So again, I want to say, yes, $995 for our courses together is a lot of money, but how many mistakes will you avoid?
Right.
I mean, these things, this is really crazy. All right. So I want to tell you about Sherry of Kentucky 1871 Flowers, and she's in North Carolina. And all of these students have taken both of our courses. The courses are packed with relevant information that makes you realize that growing flowers is not impossible. That just
She
says,
just joined the group. She just signed on
oh,
just in
did
time.
she?
We're
Hey,
talking about
Sherry,
you.
we're so glad to have you here. I love sharing your story and hearing about your success. She says, my business has grown double fold over the last years as my flowers and stories have gotten out in the community. I'm trying to capitalize on spring and early summer sales since it seems customers are craving local beauty after a long winter. Me and other local growers are proving the value and quality of locally grown blooms. And Dave, there's such a trend I see in flower growers that are realizing, all right, we need to have more flowers in the spring and early summer.
Yep.
And then today I was on a live earlier, well, Ask a Flower Farmer this morning, and I kind of got on a bit of a rant because I was showing I had done a harvest here on the farm today. How not only do people not grow enough for spring, the other thing they do is they don't plan for the second biggest season of the year, fall. Right
Yep.
now, people are partying like crazy. And I think it's so simple, but yet it's so difficult because we let summer bog us down. So her update is that all that she has been experiencing is still happening and applies. And she says, thank you, Lisa and Dave. And, um, you know, I think it helps other people know so much, have so much more confidence to read other people's stories, and their experiences, right?
Yep.
All right, Dave, tell us about Brenda.
Not Brenda.
Not Brenda, I'm
Tracy.
sorry,
Tracy.
Tracy. I skipped right over
um,
Tracy, sorry.
Tracy Zelke, she's Early Bird Acres, and she's up in Fruitville, British Columbia, Canada, so way up in the Pacific Northwest. Her original success story was, I was just talking with another alumni, and when she's saying she's talking to other alumni, it's on the closed Facebook group that all of my students can be in, or your Lisa's class can all be in a different Facebook group, where they can talk amongst each other about the stuff in the class. She was just talking with other alumni from last year and said how much more confidence we had, that they all had, with a year under their belts. I've never been so relaxed and certain that what I'm doing is what I'm meant to do. People ask me all the time how I gained so much in so little time, and I have a simple 2-word answer: Gardener's Workshop. Knowledgeable, passionate, and growing beautiful flowers that make people happy. I'd call it a success. And then her update, she's currently planning spring of 2024, which will be her 4th year of flower farming. I can't imagine where I'd be if I'd not come across Lisa and Dave. The confidence they gave me from the start is unmatched by what I could have learned from trial and error. Not to mention the Facebook community and friendships I've gained through the course. Feels good to be certain I'm doing what I'm meant to do.
You know, I have said in years past when, you're talking about your beginning story, I feel like the only reason I was really able to push forward as a flower grower, back as I'm going to age us, y'all. You do have to realize that when Dave and I started flower farming, we barely had the
We
internet,
didn't have the
literally.
internet. There was
Yeah.
nothing like now.
Yeah.
Google was not a word.
Yes. And I can remember, I'm reading books, magazines, and everything I can get my hands on. If I had not been so well embraced by that first florist that I went to, that literally took me under the wing, and he wanted me to be successful because he wanted my flowers, that helped me to push forward and keep doing it.
Yep.
And so that's what we've tried to mimic. Dave and I both had that experience that other people paid it forward to us in ways that helped us to keep on doing it, to keep trying it. And we're doing it in a much bigger way because, friends, we have to take back the domestic cut flower growing industry the way it used to be just 50 years ago in this country. So, all right. So let me tell you about Brenda of Natural State Flower Farm, and she is in Huntsville, Arkansas. So Brenda says that the course is so full of pertinent information. Growing flowers commercially has been so different than hobby gardening. That's something that we hear a lot, don't we, Dave? I mean, people that are avid gardeners think they'll just grow more flowers, and it doesn't quite work like that. This the courses help me to get on the right path from the beginning instead of stumbling around to figure it out. The key to my success is what Lisa has preached from the beginning: grow sunflowers. I think Dave and I both are. Sunflowers are the poster child of succession planting, which you don't just do it with sunflowers, but they're so obvious and easy, right? So her update is, I would like to say that Dave's class on perennials is a great way for the older farmer, she puts in parentheses, meaning me, to create a plan so that when it's time for us to take care of our older parents, we can rely on those plants year after year. I'm so glad that I was able to take both of these courses. And I want to just first say thank you to all of our students that do take a moment to write a review and a success story. I understand how it takes a moment, you want to say the right thing, but it means so much to us, and it helps us so very, very much. So what happened next on our little slideshow we did over on YouTube, if y'all want to see a little treat, you can pop over to our YouTube channel and fast forward to about 20 minutes into our talking, and there's a slide of me and Dave when we first started. Separately, obviously. I was at Williamsburg Farmers Market. Where were you, Dave?
At the DuPont Circle Farmers Market in DC.
Yep. So Dave and I I mean, we were looking at the picture, just lamenting for a minute about it's like, oh my gosh, I look at it and cringe knowing what I know now.
Oh,
But we
yes.
all start somewhere. Dave, tell them what was in that bouquet that you were doing.
Actually, looking at the picture again, it was probably 4th of July weekend, and the farmers market always had a cooking demonstration pretty much every week. But they decided to have one week of a flower arranging demonstration because I was a cut flower farmer there. So I saw in the one vase was red, white, and blue. So I had bachelor buttons and zinnias and some, I forget the white flower. But then I had another bouquet. I was holding a big vase and it had some beautiful pink crepe myrtle flowers in it. And back then I didn't know any better. I thought crepe myrtle flowers are easy. You know, there were a flower, there was a bush growing on the farm. I didn't have many flowers yet. And so I had it in the vase, but little did I know that it would make confetti all over the table in a day. But crepe myrtle can be used once they go to seed. The seed pods are really cool looking if they pollinate correctly, and you got a whole seed pod or a whole head of seed pods. It's like almost like a cluster of grapes. But yeah, I would never have used crepe myrtle again. It just sheds like crazy.
Well,
Pretty
hey, but
color.
we all do start somewhere, and that's what we
Yes.
want people to understand. We all, I mean, the courses. So what we're here talking about tonight is that we have bundled our course together, and today is the last day of the offer tonight at midnight. And when you get both of our courses, the basics, annual crops, marketing, and more, and Dave's course, bulbs, perennials, and woodies, as he mentioned earlier, are shrubs, and more. And when you purchase our two courses together, you save about $150 and you get immediate access to both full courses. Y'all, this is tons of information that you can go through at your pace. You can watch as many as you want. The courses are keyword searchable. There are thousands between both of our courses, thousands of frequently asked questions, which are time stamped and keyword searchable. And sometimes I even have to remind myself because you would think you're the person that built the course, you'd remember everything that's in
No.
it and where it is. No. I mean, I use that keyword search all the blooming time.
Right.
And it was a big investment for the Gardeners Workshop. It took an employee full time for almost a year to do all of our big school courses.
Yeah.
But it has proven so useful.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
want to
just
point out real quick that the bundle price expires tonight at midnight Eastern time, but you can always buy just individual classes
right.
anytime and get immediate access to it. So don't feel like if you don't get it today, you have to wait 6 months. You can still buy just my class or just Lisa's
Right.
next week if you want to.
And, once you become a member of the TGW family, which means if you buy any of our courses, you're in the family. We consider you one of ours. And when you're in that, that means that when you buy any of our big courses, the big schools, you get a $50 discount. And so the $150 price, actually, if we didn't offer the family discount, it would be a $200 savings.
Right.
So that $150 discount is deeper than any family discount you will ever get. And we really feel like going into winter, now is the time, friends, to get yourself lined up for some structured time of learning throughout the whole non-harvest season. And I'm sorry, I don't even remember, did I say it here? Did I say it over on YouTube? For me, when we stop harvesting, we harvest on Mondays and Thursdays, and usually that's about from 7 o'clock in the morning till maybe 1 or 2 o'clock. It just really depends. I try to take at least 2 hours in the morning on both of those days when harvesting stops to learn. And whether that's online courses or reading a business book or whatever. And that's part of being a business person. That's part of your business day. You got to do it, right, Dave?
Yeah, you always need to keep learning. And if you set a time to do it, it'll get done. If you just do it when you're going to have spare time, you'll never do
You'll never do it. And as
it.
always, did you ever read somewhere where it said you can keep a garden by just pulling 10 weeds a day? And what they were really implying is if you go out there and walk around, you pull 10, you'll pull 100 more while you're
Right.
out there. That is the same way with getting smarter, y'all, and learning about the way to do things. Once you realize, holy cow, no wonder that was taking me so long. I shouldn't even be doing that.
Right.
Um, and that's such a big wake up call to me. So I'm just going to run through some of the qualities and then I will just kind of tell you about each course quickly. These online courses are self-paced online learning. You can start anytime. You can start and stop as it works for you. You have immediate and unlimited lifetime access as long as we have internet and you know your password. You log in and your online library is there with all of your courses. The printable handouts are there for quick references. And I also want to say, because in fact, I just am taking a business course and they boot you out of the community after 6 weeks. And so I want to say that our communities are forever.
Right.
Once you're a student, you are a member of these private communities where the instructors swim in and out of there. You can tag us if there's some question that wasn't answered in the course or amongst the frequently asked questions. But you have that is unlimited also. The courses are search word, you keyword searchable. Everything is timestamped. That means you just go in, type in tulips or whatever, you sunflowers or whatever it is you're looking for. And it brings up all the places you can find that in the course. And a really cool setting that's on the platform is you can speed the videos up and slow them down. So that means I listen to most all of my courses at double speed. You can understand, you can't take notes at that rate, but you can clearly understand and listen twice. You can digest twice as much as normal. And you can watch or listen on any device that has internet. And if you're on the go, we have a phone app so you can listen to it as a podcast, which is what I do a lot of going down the road instead of listening to music. I listen to something that I really want to listen to, right? So Dave, tell us about your course first.
Yeah, my class is the one called Bulbs, Perennials, Woodies, and More. And it's great for people who already started growing to expand what you offer. Because I always like to say, if you're only selling 1 or 2 flowers to 20 or 30 customers, if all of a sudden you have 30 different varieties to sell them, you're going to sell those customers more flowers. So it's not like you have to go and find new customers to increase your sales. You just sell more things to the same customers you already have or at the same market that you're already at. It covers bulbs, perennials, and woodies. The more is a little bit of just a teaser or a little bit of information about growing in tunnels and greenhouses. But it's also a class that if you're really avid gardener, you don't have to be growing plants as a business. If you just have the best garden in the neighborhood, you can also take the class for that. My class has 86 videos. So that means basically 86 different crops are covered. Or actually, it says 70 crops covered with 86 videos. All the FAQs, frequently asked questions, are searchable, a keyword. There's 5 bonus webinars and 24 printable handouts. And there's also, for both of our classes, there's the online closed Facebook group that only students are in, where you can go and ask each other questions. I also like to have people go in and brag about what they've done. Look how beautiful my whatever crop is, or say, look how much I sold today. Or you can go in and ask questions if you just know, what are you planting this week? How many are you growing? And that kind of question. And that group is great. They're pretty active. There's hundreds of people in the group, and there's always conversations going on every day.
And Dave, I think something that happens in my group, of course, I don't swim in. I mean, I have access to your group, but I don't go in there and look around very often. Sometimes on our group, I think one of the things that's really, really nice as business people, you can come into these groups and talk business
Business.
and not worry about. So let's just talk about for just a brief second. There are so many private flower farmer groups now, right? But really, you only have to answer a question or two to get into those groups.
Right.
So you have no idea if perhaps the florists that are also very interested in flower farmers are actually in those groups too. So you can't go in there and ask, you don't want to look like a dummy in front of customers. Right. In our private groups, you can ask any question and know that only our students are in there.
Right. You go in there and talk about your customers, how to deal with a difficult florist, or a florist is not paying, or how do you set up a farmer's market without the farmer's market or that florist seeing and asking those questions.
It's really, really true. I love it. We see several different things. People come in and share, it's like, oh my gosh, I was so nervous. I'm going to the florist tomorrow. And everybody's like, you can do it. Remember to do this, remember to do that. And then they do it. sell all their flowers, and they come back and share it. And it's like we're one big family all running around screaming hallelujah for
Right.
this person. I mean, it's really pretty phenomenal. And also when people's homes have been, farms have been devastated by storms, I mean, people just come to your aid, and it's just really a really great thing. So my course is the basics, annual crops, marketing, and more. And it's really about if you want to start or hit the reset button on your flower farming business, particularly if you're continuing to feel overwhelmed and just can't seem to get ahead. I so remember that clearly when that was happening. For me, endless weeds. I was selling the heck out of flowers, but I could barely get to selling the flowers because I was so overwhelmed with all this other mess I was doing, which it turns out I didn't even really need to do because I was doing it wrong. Um, but anyway, my course has 6 classes, 54 video sessions. Video sessions are nice little bite-sized pieces of learning stuff, 34 bonus trainings, 40 printable handouts, searchable instructor, frequently asked questions. We say that it's in Dave's class, it's him, and in my class, it's me answering those
Mhm.
questions. It's firsthand information. And then, of course, my course includes the resource tool, the Cool Flowers Field Growers Report, which is a interactive report where you can input your cool flower experiences as other growers that are growing outdoors in a garden all over the world have done, and you can search it and find, because there's just not much information about cool flowers is what it boils
Right.
down to. So that's in there. So you can get until midnight tonight both of our courses together for $995. That's a savings of about $150, which especially if you're starting a business, you need to save money when you can, and that money will miss you. You will miss making mistakes like nobody's tomorrow, and increase your
Right.
income. There's no question. And I want to say you can type in the comments bundle, and I will DM you a direct link to the offer page so you can find it. You can always find it at thegardenersworkshop.com in the courses. But I can send you the DM, which has a sneak peek into my course and into Dave's course. It's got some student videos, and it's just got a lot of information in there that just might help you realize it. And Dave, it's like, yeah, we're trying to sell our course, but this is all about us helping people,
Helping people
you
be
know,
successful.
to make it all happen. People have to embrace it and get it and do it. And what else do you have for us, Dave? Anything?
I just like to remind everybody that if you do buy the class, one of the courses or both the courses, and you're running a business and you're scheduling or filing taxes as a business, you can deduct the cost of the course as a business expense, no different than buying a computer or buying seeds and mulch or whatever else you're buying.
That's true. And so, we were mentioning, I think earlier on YouTube that, who are these courses for? I think we kind of hit that here. But also, how do you have time to do this? Well, we're heading into that season, y'all, where you have to buckle down.
Mhm.
Here on my farm, our kind of rule of thumb is that we take the month of December off. I could start seeds during December, but we decide not to. We really try to have all the gardens shut down, planted, put to bed for winter. We stop seed starting for December to really take the break and really embrace and enjoy the holidays, and all that kind of stuff, right? Because then guess what? January 2nd, we hit the ground running hard, starting seeds, boning up on what we're supposed to be doing and planting our garden and filling our freezer for the harvest season and all the things that I talk about doing. And so thank you. Somebody says Dave knows flowers. There is no question. Dave is the walking
That's
encyclopedia, y'all.
Hannah, yeah, and she knows houseplants.
All right, friends. So we're going to sign off here. Remember, comment, bundle. If you, let's see, do you teach us how to sell to florists and groceries? My course does include selling to several different venues. I sold to florists, 23 florists, 2 supermarket chains, and individual stores. So yes, we hit on that. And then Dave class is not about selling. However, he sprinkles throughout his course his experiences and how he did things.
Right. But your
So
class will have an
yes,
actual lesson that is about selling.
yes.
Right.
Um, so friends, and lastly, we give a 7-day money back guarantee. That means if you respond to us via email within 7 days of purchasing the courses, we give you a no questions asked money back
And turn
guarantee.
off
And
access.
and what'd you say,
And turn
Dave?
off access to the course.
Yeah, you lose access to everything, but yeah, we will give you your money back. And but we rarely have that happen because it's just, y'all, it is not easy starting a business. It's not easy becoming a flower farmer, but it is a whole lot easier having a bit of a roadmap and how to do and what to do and a community to go to and ask questions to that nobody's going to say treat you like a dummy or give you bad answers.
Right.
So all right, Dave. Well, we're going to sign off here. Y'all have till midnight. Remember, bundle is the word to comment, and we'll DM you a link. And I'll put that in this video also when I post it. All right, friends. Thanks,
Sounds
Dave, for
good.
spending an hour with me tonight.
Great to see everybody.
All right, everybody. Till we meet. I hope we see you on the inside of Flower Farming School.
Yes. All
Ciao.
righty. Bye bye.